Hey everyone, Izzy and MJ from Endless RVing. We are 2 days away from the start of the Hershey RV show, and right in time for that show, we just read an article on RVtravel.com, and it really kind of hit home, and it's very important not only for this show, but to people that are looking for RVs for several reasons.
So the title of the article is The Sneaky White Lies and Tricks RV Salesmen Use When Selling in an RV. Before you jump down our throats, RV salesmen, we have many friends that are RV salesmen. We know a lot of RV salesmen. We love a lot of RV salesmen. But like in any profession, yours, mine, I'm sure yours out there, you have wonderful people and then you have people that are not so scrupulous. So that's really what we're going to focus on in this video today.
So the job of an RV salesman is obviously to sell you an RV, but there's different ways that people can sell them. Some are just going to sell you no matter what, right? And a good RV salesman and a good RV dealership is going to sell you an RV that's going to be the best fit for you, so that you're happy. They're just not going to throw anything at you. But unfortunately, a lot of RV salesmen are that way. You'll see some of those at the show.
Right, and there are so many new people out there, and we'll see them this week too at the show, and we just want to make sure that you are aware and that you do your due diligence.
So the first thing, caught up in the hype, advertisement. Advertisement works. One of the big RV dealerships, Camping World, they advertise all the time. When you go to the shows, they have a plane flying up above. They're giving out bags. They have music. It's a big party. You get caught up. We get caught up in the hype. Like, this is awesome.
It is. Remember the bags? Like, there were a lot of dealers giving out bags, but Camping World then topped everybody with the biggest bag that was at the show.
With that, a lot of RVers, the demographics are getting younger. You have a lot of younger RVers out there. And listen, with youth comes inexperience for the most part. Salesmen, very much like detectives, are trained on how to build a relationship, a rapport with people, right? So
hang on. If you don't know, Izzy is a detective.
Correct. So detectives a lot of times are trying to sell you jail, right? RV salesmen,
very good at that.
RV salesmen are trying to sell you in RVs, right? So you're always going to want to give money to people that you like. So you will find every RV salesman, there's something similar, right? They have the same dog. They grew up in the same place. Yeah. Their mom is named the same. Something
same birthday
to make you like. And listen, this is just all part card salesmen the same way. Playing on your emotions is the first big thing. You know, one of the things they say in this article, it was a line. Just give up one latte a day and you can travel in your very own RV this fall. Just $5 a day.
That easy.
You can travel in your RV. Easy. What they won't tell you is that you have to leave a huge down payment for that. You're going to pay interest on that loan if you take a loan. You have to register that. You got to pay tax on it. You got to store it. You got to fill it. You got to repair it.
Maintain it.
Believe me, that's not included in the $5 a day.
That is a lot of lattes.
Our motorhome now is 6 years old, 5 years old.
We're in our sixth season.
Lost track. Yeah. The monthly payment was just a small portion of it. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. We're fortunate that we can park at home. We can plug in at home. There's a lot of people that have to pay for storage. When we were paying for storage when we got our first trailer, I think it was $200 a month, and that was 7 years ago, 6 years ago. And that was for a small spot. I know like any RVC, for our motorhome will be about $400 a month. That's a lot of money. That's not including what we have to maintain, to register, all of that. So just keep that in mind.
So here's one thing that you'll hear. Travel more and you'll spend less. So,
well, if you watch the RVIA Go RVing, every RV trip, it's picturesque. It's just the best RV trip in the world, like the coolest places ever.
Right, but there's quite a few things that you need to think about. When you hear that from a salesman, it's very tempting. Like, yeah, we won't have to, stay in dirty hotels, right? So yeah, hotels and motels can be, cruises, things like that can be expensive, but campground costs are way higher than they were when we started.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just inflation. It is because I think of the heightened interest since COVID. And we know when we first started, we never had to pay for Jason. You never had to pay extra for kids or extra people. That's a lot of places now. The next thing is fuel too. So fuel has gone up a lot. It's actually headed back up again. And that really, really adds up.
It's kind of funny because the other day, so MJ hadn't drove the motorhome and put fuel in it in quite some time. And I was following her and she had put fuel, and she told me, she's like, I can't believe it cost this much. I'm like, yeah, that's how much it cost to fuel the motor.
Yeah,
it was actually $104. It wasn't $185.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think you saw
Yeah,
it.
I probably didn't have my reading glasses on. So the fuel definitely is, as Izzy mentioned before, repairs and upkeep and maintenance and things like that. They don't tell you that. And again, we have said this since we've started making videos, that we have to be honest that it isn't all unicorns and rainbows. It's wonderful.
It is a lot.
We love RVing more than anything, but you have to make sure that you know what you're getting into when it comes to this. And salesmen are just not going to tell you that.
Yeah, I tell MJ a lot of
Many
times,
salesmen.
come November, December, I'm happy putting the RV under cover because I don't have to really worry about it for a couple months. And like, I do need a break at some, because it's a lot. During the season, I'm out doing something on the RV almost every day. Mm-hmm. The other thing RV salesmen don't tell you, like MJ said, oh, it's cheaper to go into hotels, it's cheaper to go on cruises. Maybe, that's up for discussion, but when you are on an RV, you are the driver, you are the maintenance, you are the cook, you are room service, you are everything, the plumber. When you go on a cruise, you just show up, and that's it.
Yep.
So they'll never tell you that. They never tell you have to dump your poop. Right? Like, that's the surprise you have to learn a little bit later.
So the next one is you'll get a great deal on an older model, like a 2022 model. We've seen quite a few of those sitting on lots when we visited dealerships. There are some questions that you definitely want to answer if you are looking into getting one of these older models. And this is RV Travel put some great questions to ask. Will the warranty on a 2022 model begin from the production year or the year of purchase? So think about that. You want to ask them that. Are interest rates for a 2023 model higher than the interest rates on the 2024s? And is the manufacturer of the 2022 RV still in business? So if not, how are the issues addressed? And we talk about this all the time. When we think about getting something older, we think, well, are we going to get parts? Or how, we love the country coaches, the Beavers and things like that, but is it going to be doable?
RVs work a little bit different as far as the years. It's kind of weird. So we're in 23 right now, and you may be saying, oh, well, I can get a great deal on a 22, thinking it's like a December 22. A 22 is 2 years old at this point. So like the 24s are out. We're still in 23. So if you're getting a 22, you're probably getting a 2-year-old RV. You have to ask yourself, we've been to a lot of dealerships. Some are a lot better than others. Some are really bad. This unit was sitting outside. It gets weathered. Slides are usually open. We've seen many times on RVs in dealerships, bays open, mouse poop, dead batteries, slides open, all people going in and out.
Now,
you got to be very careful with this.
Again, this is some. We're not saying that all dealerships do this, because many take really good care of their RVs.
It tends
but
to
you
be,
have to choose carefully.
Right. It tends to be those super dealerships that have 300 units on the lot. They just, listen,
They just don't have the manpower.
They're not going to maintain those units versus a dealership like a Dave's RV Center that has 5 or 6.
Right.
They're probably going to maintain them because those 5 or 6 is what's going to, that's their business, so just keep this in mind. The next one's really targeted toward the towables, and towables are the most popular types of RVs. Don't rely on the dealership to tell you that your tow vehicle is sufficient. You are ultimately responsible. The dealership is not responsible, so just keep that in mind.
This next one, if you watch us, guys, you've probably heard us say this a billion times. So here's one more. You need to make sure that you get that RV inspected. Hire a third-party qualified inspector to make sure that everything on that RV is working. Many times dealerships will say, we had our guys go through this and everything's working perfectly.
Yeah, look, you paid for it. You see, that's how much you paid for the pre-delivery inspection.
And that just, maybe they skimmed over things, but I remember our PDI and it was not thorough at all, and we didn't even know anything, but we knew something was up. So that is really something that you want to make sure that you do. And yes, it can be pricey, but it's worth every cent. It could save you from a nightmare. Also, if a dealership doesn't allow you to have that inspection, you really might want to think about why, and think about going to a dealership that will allow it. And many dealerships allow it and support it and actually want you to do it because they want to serve you.
And we're talking about new and used. This is not like buying a new car. Because people might think, especially if you're new, I'm buying a new RV, it's under warranty. Why do I have, even if something's wrong with it, I'll get it fixed. Nah, warranties don't work that way. You can be many months out trying to get something fixed, and it becomes really frustrating. Let's move on to the last thing, guys, and there's many. This video can be 2 hours long. We don't want it to be that. I can only offer you this deal today, and we will hear this 800 times at the show coming up. This deal is only for the show. The dealers are here. The manufacturers only do. That is a crock. Maybe in 21 when there was just a shortage.
Right.
The numbers for the RV retail registrations just came out. Retail registrations are outpacing shipments. What does that mean? That means that they have so much glut left over. There's so much inventory. So believe us when we tell you 2023, that price will last. It will be there.
And you could probably get it better.
Shop around for sure.
Our final word of advice, guys, is this. Just take your time. If you want to get an RV, great. But we highly recommend not rushing into it, again, because you have to do all these things. You want to look at all different ones. You want to get an inspection. You don't want to have to do it today.
And this is coming from two people that made that mistake, right? Like we did that.
Our first trailer.
We talk all the time, how we want to get another RV. Realistically, we know at this point in our life, we don't have the time to dedicate to really going to look into our next motorhome. The dealerships, like, they're going to be like, these guys are a pain. They sent an inspector. I'm sending my own diesel mechanic. When we like that's the deal. Like, we're buying this, and it's going to be one that we have for a long time. But we're going to take our time. It's going to be a process, and whatever dealership or person accepts that process, and we find the right one, then they'll get our business. So in the comments below, let us know, guys. Was this good information? When you bought your RV, did you buy it right away? Let us know in the comments below. Also, are you going to go to any of the major shows, the Hershey Show, the Tampa Show? We'd like to know that. Also, if you like videos like this, to the left of us, we'll put our RV DIY playlist. We'll put our RV Tours playlist. And for myself and MJ, it's a journey of a lifetime. And we'll see you on the road.